Hey, good afternoon everybody. This is Dr. Jason at Trinity Chiropractic, and today I wanted to make a video talking to you about the three important reasons, the biggest reasons really, why we need to have a curve in our neck. So let me just grab something here quick, help me illustrate my point. So one of the first things we talk about with our patients here that I want to educate my patients about is the proper alignment of the spine. Now here I have a replica of the spine, and when we look at it from the side view, which we're looking at it from right now, you'll notice there's actually some curves in your spine. We have a curve here in your neck, which is called the cervical curve, middle back here, thoracic curve, and then down here in your low back is the lumbar curve. So the curve that we're going to focus on today is actually the neck curve, the cervical curvature. And so the three biggest reasons why you need to have a curve in your neck. Reason number one is that these curves actually help your body to absorb the effects of gravity, much like a shock absorber or a suspension kit in your car. Okay? So every day you're probably driving to and from work, and every day you're hitting potholes, maybe going over speed bumps, maybe even just hitting bumps in the road, period. And every time you hit those little bumps or a pothole, there's some type of stress that gets sent in your car. Now, thank goodness you have a suspension kit in there, you have some springs that absorb the effects of those bumps. Now imagine taking the suspension kit out of your car. What would happen? Every little bump in a road would cause more damage to your car, resulting in more maintenance, maybe broken parts you had to replace, and things of that nature. So that's number one reason why we have a curve in our neck. It helps to absorb the effects, constant effects really, of gravity. Reason number two is because of our spinal cords. So if you look back here on this picture on the wall, our spinal cords run from the top part of our skull all the way down the back to the middle of your lower back and the lumbar spine, okay? So the spinal cord is only so long. It comes off the brainstem, goes down the lower back, and here's how this works is looking at this model, here is the front portion of your spine and here is the back portion of the spine. And if I turn this toward you like this, so we're looking down it from the top of your head down to your feet, notice how there's a hole in the back portion of the spine. That is called the spinal canal, which is where your spinal cord goes down. So spinal cord runs down the spinal canal in the back side of the vertebrae. So here's the deal. When you have a cervical curve like this in your neck, the distance, the spinal canal is going to be shorter, okay? So the distance your spinal cord has to travel down the back of your vertebrae is shorter than, say, if I were to take the curve out of your neck like this. Straight neck like this, the canal is lengthened, meaning there's going to be tension on your spinal cord or stress. So this is the primary reason a lot of patients come into the office and they have a lot of neck pain or headaches, maybe even numbness and tingling into their hands or fingers, is because every single day of their life they're putting extra stress and tension on their spinal cord, causing more stress on the vertebrae and on the nerves themselves. So this is one major thing we look for in the office, and we want to help them get that curvature back in their neck, restore the normal cervical curvature. So that leaves us with the final reason, reason number three, why we need to have a curve in our neck. And what that has to do with, the third reason it has to do with, is the position of your head to your body. So normally our heads should be lined up over the top of our head, or our shoulders like this rather. And I'm sure you've seen people out, maybe at the shopping malls or out at the grocery stores or just in general, out in public. You've seen people that have their heads sticking out like this, or maybe they're even hunched forward like this. That's a major problem because the position of your head to your body is going to cause more stress to your spine and on your discs. So what do I mean by that? I'll show you here. Here I took a bucket and I filled this up with a bunch of water. So this bucket right now weighs about 10 pounds. The human head weighs roughly 10 to 12 pounds as well. And so if we were going to have a competition and I told you that I need you to hang on to this bucket of water for as long as you can before you get tired and have to set it down, and I gave you two positions to hang on to it by, number one position is like this, or number two position is out here like this. Which position would it be easier for you to hang on to the bucket of water? And I hope you say position number one because you would be right. Here's the deal, is if this weighs 10 pounds and I have it directly over my hand, over my arm, going into my elbow joint, this is going to be more supportive. This isn't going to cause me too much muscular strain to hold on to. It's going to be relatively easy to hang on to. I could probably hang on to this for a long time before I got tired. Versus position number 2, having it extended out here like this. Well, now what's going to happen is I'm putting more stress on my forearm and on my biceps. I'm putting more stress on the elbow joint and up here in my shoulder. And here's the other problem with this. Based on laws of physics, for every inch that this bucket of water is going to come forward in front of my elbow, for every inch it travels forward, you're putting 10 more pounds of stress into your body. Now just think about that for 1 second. So for those of us that have our heads sticking out in front of our body constantly, you're putting 10, 20, sometimes up to 30 more pounds of stress constantly going into your neck. What does that mean for you? Well, what that extra stress does is it can lead to things like degenerative discs, it can lead to degenerative vertebrae, disc herniations, disc bulges, it can cause pinched nerves. So a lot of patients out here that come into the office, they already have this problem going on. A lot of them are sitting at a desk all day looking at a computer screen which they lean into. Maybe you're driving your car a lot and you like to lean over the steering wheel as you drive it. Dental hygienists, they like to be hunched over a lot. Hairstylists as well. These are just some very common professions that we see this in. And so, again, if your head is sticking out in front of your body, putting more stress into your neck and vertebrae and on your discs, we want to eliminate that and help you get your head back up over the top of your body where it belongs. So again, the 3 biggest reasons why we have that cervical curve in our necks. One is it's like a shock absorber, like a suspension system for your body to handle the constant effects of gravity. Number 2 is because the spinal canal length will be shorter when you have the curve, thereby there will be less tension and stress on your spinal cord. And then number 3 is because the position of your head. If your head's over your body, you have less stress than if your head sticks out in front of your body.